Hello and welcome to another Muzzpressions with me, Muzz. This is where I give my impressions on the latest video games that I've released, and we're doing Alien Fireteam Elite today, where this game kind of came out of left field. I'm not the biggest Alien fan, I'll be the first to admit that. I've watched Alien and Aliens, and that's pretty much where my knowledge of the franchise goes, but I know it's huge for a lot of people, and this game piqued my interest pretty much early on because it's a horde shooter in the Alien franchise, and I think that is what this game what this universe has kind of been crying out for. It makes so much sense, and they've done a good job, a really good job. One thing to highlight before we go into talking about the actual game is the price point. The price point of this game is on point. 35 quid for this game is great. I think it is worth that. I don't think it's worth any more than that. If this had come out at 70, I would have been pretty annoyed if I'd have spent 70 quid on this, because the game does have some shortcomings, but overall it is a fun game, which we're going to go over. So the story is basically you're a colonial marine and you have been sent somewhere, you uncover some aliens. Yeah, shenanigans ensue. If you're coming into this game looking for a good story, this is not it. The story is given to you through these dialogue trees back at trees, because you do get to pick, but there's no lip sync. It's just a wall of text and voice acting, and the voice acting is hit or miss, to be honest. Particularly in the game with Rodriguez, or not, the person talking to you over the radio is pretty hilarious and has some funny moments. But there's 4 campaigns and they are all very varied. The first 3 that I have played have a good variety of locations, enemies, and it is a nice way to get through, where it breaks it up into 3 missions per campaign. So you've in essence got 12 missions before you unlock the horde mode. But yeah, the story is not something you need to worry about coming into this game. It is all about the gameplay, and if this gameplay doesn't work, then the whole game falls down. Thankfully, however, it is solid. It is a very solid game, gameplay wise. The gunplay is satisfying. It is satisfying to shoot the enemies. The gun sounds are fantastic. They feel good to use. There's some guns that don't feel... There's guns better than others. It's like any shooter, but the majority of them feel nice to use. Particularly my favourite, the smart gun, which just feels epic when you get some good attachments for it. There is some different ways of playing it. So there is the run and gun, where that's mainly for the alien enemies, and there's cover shoot, or where you're fighting the androids. The game is much better when it's doing the run and gun and you're trying to dodge out the way of the aliens. The android sections, it's a not bad third person shooter, cover shooter, but it works so much better when you're fighting the aliens, and thankfully there is a lot of them. There's also moments where the enemies cross paths, so the androids go after the aliens go after the androids. I love games that do this, that have you against an enemy who's also against another enemy who's also against you. It just makes the battlefield so much more dynamic and heightens the gameplay. The enemies, as I've talked about, they are fun to shoot, whether it's the bugs, the aliens, the bugs who burst, and when they're running at you full pelt and you shoot them, they kind of trip up on their own feet. The androids, the standard androids, they blow up when you shoot them in the chest, I believe, and again they're just satisfying to get some decent headshots on as well. There is a good number of special infected per class. There's also another enemy that I'm not talking about yet, because I want to leave that for if you're actually going to pick up the game, but they are also very fun to shoot. But the variety of enemies in the special infected is good. They're standard. You know, if you played Left 4 Dead, you're going to see, you get a spitter, you've got a charger like one, you've got, on the Android side, you've got a sniper, which I hate, I detest. They are so annoying. Them and the spitter are very annoying because they don't just come at you, they actually stay behind cover from afar, and you have to go get them and break out from your position, which I like that, but they're so annoying. The different, there is some of the alien ones feel quite similar, I will say that. Like, they've got a drone and a warrior. There's no real difference between that apart from the warriors get armor. So that's just a little nitpick, but when you're in the moment and you hear that warrior scream, you're like, ah, crap, we need to deal with this quickly. And it goes for any of the other special enemies that are in the game. Also with the gameplay, there's different classes. Now, I've only played as the demolition class because I'm trying to rank that up, but you've got the gunner, you've got a tech one in there as well, you've got a big beefy one, so a lot of variety in there if you're feeling up to kind of playing through different styles. I think all have a different ability. With the gunner, they have one that allows everyone in the team to the fire rate of their gun improves and the accuracy improves, and it actually, when used correctly, really makes a difference, especially during the big set piece moments. And yeah, the demolition has rockets that, again, if you unlock perks, there's a lot to unlock. They can change the way the rockets work. So one of them is to turn it into a napalm, which kind of sets the area on fire, does damage over time. Another one is a concussive blast that increases the radius of the blast and doesn't do as much damage but knocks the enemies down, which can be quite useful. I'm finding that one more useful than the napalm. And just the gameplay is, you're going through the level, you'll get attacked by some enemies, and then you'll come to the big set piece defense moment, which they give you a level of strategy with. Although on the standard difficulty anyway, there's stuff actually at the spot that you just get. So say there's a sentry gun there, you get a sentry gun and you can just put that up. It's basically telling you, put this up right now. But as you get to know the game, you can know to bring in maybe a flame turret if there's a smaller section that's a bit more enclosed. There's drones you can use, mines you can put down. So there is a bit more strategy than, say, something like Left 4 Dead where you're just throwing gas canisters and other stuff like that. So I do like that element of it, and that's basically all the gameplay boils down to. But and it may sound limited, and it is, but I think it does it really well, that it doesn't get too familiar, too boring too quickly. Like, as I say, we've burned through the first 3 campaigns and I'm feeling no real fatigue from actually playing it. I actually want to go back and play it. As I'm talking about it now, I'm getting myself hyped up to go and play it, but I'm not going to because it's late and I need to get to bed. But moving on to kind of that's the gameplay. The gameplay, solid, enjoyable, satisfying, not really much more to talk about there. It's simple, but it does the simple things well, does the basics right, and gets the gameplay right, which is key. Presentation of it, the graphics are, they're decent. They're not going to blow anyone away. They do their job. The sounds, the alien sounds, the pulse rifle sounds, they've got that. It is iconic, the iconic sound, and it just adds to the whole atmosphere of it. The voice acting I talked about, it could be a little iffy, and it actually adds to it because it kind of gives you that bit of cheese, and especially if you're playing with a friend, you can have a laugh with it. This is not a game to take seriously. The music is really hit or miss. Like, I think the first campaign and the third campaign are decent. The second one has a weird flute, like, for the combat music, and it's really distracting because it's not intense at all. It's like you're taking a little jaunt in like Fantasyland, and it's quite off-putting at some points, to be honest. So if developers listening, which I know you are, change the flute music, please. It does not add to the gameplay whatsoever. In fact, it detracts because I'm so distracted by it.
I love how the aliens are still going for the sense as well.
You can customize your character as well. It's limited, but again, you can give them a kind of personality. You can make your own backstory up in their head. If you're like me, I like to, the gun customization is actually quite fun because you can like really change how it looks with the decals, and yeah, just have fun with it. This game is not there to be taken seriously. It is just a game that you want to hop in. You want to kill some enemies. 1 mission, 2 missions, 3 missions, however many missions you want to do in one session. You will have fun with this game. I've had a lot of fun with this game. It is not going to blow anyone away. You're going to go in and go, that was a good experience. Thank you for, thanks to developers for letting me play that. That's it. It is a good time. And that's all there really is left to say about Alien Fireteam Elite. I have enjoyed it. I'm glad I bought it. Price point, huge. If this was 70, I'd be going a lot more negative with it, but because the price point is 35, I'm happy to kind of accept the shortcomings. And yeah, they've developed a decent, good game. Like, if I was going to give it a number, which I don't like to do, this would be a 7 out of 10. It is a solid game. It does its job. It does exactly what it says in the tin. You shoot some aliens, you have fun. What more do you need? Well, with all that said, let me hear what your thoughts are in the comments below. If you like this game, if you think this game is for you, let me know. If you've played it, let me know as well. If you think I'm way off base, yeah, again, I want to hear from you. And hit that subscribe button. I've been slowly growing the followers again, the subscribers, sorry, I'm talking Twitch. And ring that bell just so you get notified when I put up a video, because yeah, that's something that apparently happens. You subscribe to someone and you don't get to see their videos. Very, very strange. But anyway, with all that said, all that's left to say is, any thoughts, comments, general hostile remarks, leave them below. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Oh. a time wasted telling her, she could just be doing it. Oh god, there's so many verses. Oh, there's another big one. Push her, push her, push her.
The police, I have it.
Oh.
Sensors got the door. Secure the room.
Oh god, I'm literally trapped in this tiny hole. It's almost down, we've got it. It's dead, it's dead, it's dead, it's dead.